Aha!
There we go.
Instagram came up first. For the record, I pushed the Instagram first button.
And he won.
I win.
You always do, Dean.
Welcome, everybody, to Monday Night Live
Woohoo!
with Kate Semmens and Dean Nixon with TurningLeaf Wellness Center. It is great to see you on Monday Night Live.
We are coming at you from St. George, Utah.
Yes, I'm not even going to say it. It's raining, so the end.
I'm so over it. And listen, I know we can't complain because of all the freezingness that's happening in the Northeast. So I can't even, but I'm just like feeling those wintertime blues big time.
It is hard.
Was it May yet?
Hard. I know. I am so looking forward to May.
Oh.
I am so looking forward to Noel. Hello. We got people joining us already. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
You guys are awesome.
Yes, I am stoked for the summer.
Yes.
I'm so looking forward to being through it. I am grateful for the weather. I do like the rain. We do need it, especially living in the desert.
Yep.
It's kind of intuitively obvious we need it.
Oh, Noel says they have a foot of snow. We have feet of snow. How many feet, Noel?
Yeah.
In
I'm
Duck
pretty
Creek.
confident. She's up in Duck Creek.
Oh, it's so pretty up there.
Yeah, it's Creek, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what side of the creek you're from.
For me, it's Duck Creek. So, well, we're excited on Monday night. It is sad. I mean, football season ended.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm a little heartbroken.
That game, though.
That was a tough game, wasn't it?
Oh, 3 and counting. Noel, thanks for keeping us up to date.
Yes.
On the snow in Duck Creek.
Yes, that was a good game, depending on who you were rooting for. So, enough of that
At least
menagerie.
The Super Bowl was fun. I mean, the halftime show was fun.
Did you like it?
Yeah, you know.
Little shout out to SpongeBob.
Little shout out to SpongeBob.
I'm the creator. It was sad to lose him. I think that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they were able to do something for him. I think that's cool. Everybody petitioned them and they got it. So
get it.
Yeah.
The power of the people.
And I'm a big Maroon 5 fan.
Yeah,
so
me too. I thought they did a great job.
Good.
So much fire.
Lots of fire.
So much fire going on.
Inside a stadium.
Oh.
Well, let's jump into our topic tonight.
Yes. Actually, Dean, before we do, can we clear up some stuff really quick?
Yes.
So just FYI, everybody, if you're in the surrounding area, we have our second workshop in the month of love coming up this Friday.
That's right.
And we're focusing on dating.
Yes.
Which I'm super stoked about because like Dean likes to point out almost every single live, I'm hot and single. This one is on the market.
Right here. She's available.
So I'm really, really excited.
I feel like I'm putting you up for bid or
I know.
something. That's not what's happening.
Okay. It's all right. I need all the help I can get, so I never feel that bad about it.
That's not what's happening.
But it's going to be really great. We're going to be going over, we're kind of going over some things that you have planned for that. We're going to be working on stuff with trust, how to really like kind of zone in on what it is that you're looking for.
Yes.
What else?
And we're going to be working on one of the topics was not jumping into something too quickly or too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got ways to really understand that and how to keep ourselves from doing that. The thing that's important too, and I do want to put that out there, I want to float it out there that yes, there may be some pieces of the workshop that are for individuals that may not be in a relationship currently, but it will also help those that are in a relationship and need to be dating a little bit more to keep that alive in their relationship.
Oh, I love that.
It's going to touch more than just the individuals that are not currently in a relationship.
Right.
We will be focusing a lot of more attention there, but it will apply to everybody.
I love it. So come and join us. It is at 6:30 here at the TurningLeaf Wellness Center in St. George. It's going to go to about 8:15, somewhere right through there. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So give us a call. Give Sydney a call so you can reserve your spot. And just so you know, we nearly sold out of our self-love one. So
on Friday.
Last week,
we were at maximum capacity.
We were.
So if you do want to come, please make sure that you let people or let Sydney know right up front. We do have the ability to move to another facility to
accommodate.
Mm-hmm. So don't let that stop you. But please make sure that you reserve your seat so that we know, so that we don't have that.
Yeah, we can make all those arrangements.
Yes.
So just give us a call, 652-1202, area code 435.
Yes.
And I don't know if you remember from watching our previous lives, but I used to really struggle with that phone number. So can I get a high five?
Wow. That was a high five.
Numbers, we struggle. So dating workshop this upcoming Friday.
Yes.
Also, we started our women's group.
Yes. And it was huge.
It was awesome.
That was a big group.
So I just kind of wanted to clear some stuff up there as well. So that is going to be every single Wednesday night. It's going to go from 5:30 until 7, and any woman is invited.
Yes.
It's anything that's going on in your life, whether you're single or married or divorced or anything, like what your relationship status does not matter. This is not just a group for married women or for, like anybody can come. And we had a really great turnout and a really cool time.
It was great. And the topics that are in there, that's the thing is the most important part about it is the safe environment in the group. Mm-hmm. It's a safe environment where women can talk about whatever it is that's near and dear to their heart, that they may not feel like they have support in the community, in their community, or in their family or whatever. Not that their family's not a support and their community isn't. It's just sometimes you feel safer in that setting, and that's why we have the group. Mm-hmm. And so we want you to be able to have that experience, ladies, to have a place where you can come that's safe and talk those things through. And you did a great job.
Oh, thanks, Dean.
Kate is the head of that, and she did an amazing job.
Yeah, it's something that I'm very passionate about. And so please come and join us. If you're feeling it in your heart, like, oh my gosh, I probably could use that in my life and have a community like that, then you're more than welcome to come join us. It's also here at the TurningLeaf Wellness Center, once again, every Wednesday at 5:30.
I do want to add one more thing.
Okay.
And for those of you that feel like that you may not have something that you need to get off your chest, but you want to come to support women, come.
Absolutely.
That's a big passion for me this year. And for us here at TurningLeaf, for us, this is the year of the woman and the empowering of women. And that's one of our purposes and our intentions of TurningLeaf this year is to really empower women and to give them a voice. So even if you feel like, I don't know if I need a support group, but you want to come and support other women that may be going through stuff, that's another great reason to put yourself in that room. Absolutely.
If you're just looking for a super cool community to join, come on.
Yep.
We love it. So now we can get to topic.
Now we can get to the topic.
So I came in and I was like, we're like, what should we talk about? And I was like, Dean, I'm really struggling with some of the intentions and goals that I've set for my year, for 2019. Here we are, we're a month in. Holy cow, we made it through January finally.
Right.
It's the longest month always ever. But now I feel like for a lot of us, our momentum has started to wane, right? And if you're like me, I get really frustrated and a little bit down on myself when I've set a goal or I've made all these things like, this is going to be awesome and it's going to happen. And then it starts to kind of not. Then it's like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I keep my commitments? Why am I having such a hard time with this? It's something that I really want. Why can't I stay focused?
Right.
So we thought we would talk about that with you guys tonight.
Yes. And there's a couple pieces that are really important for us to remember is that once and I'm going to go to some basic pieces, basic principles that I love to talk about that we use a lot in our work is number one, goals. And number two is commitments and or intentions. And we have to recognize that they're two separate things, goals and intentions. So, and or commitments. So we talk about it in the 4 Steps to Confidence, in the book, The 4 Steps to Confidence. There's that we know that goals are what we hope to achieve. Commitments are what we will achieve. Mm-hmm. So our goals, in other words, are adjustable. So whenever we put a goal out there, we have to be willing to step back and make it adjustable. The big concern I have is that people are an all or nothing when it comes to these New Year's resolutions. It's this all or nothing.
One of them. It's hard. It's not hard. It's so hard not to get that way.
Right. And so once we get into that space where it's like, well, I have to be perfect, or, okay, great, I was going to eat clean this week. And you're like Wednesday and you have like an Oreo, unconsciously eat an Oreo, and you're like, well, there goes the week.
Bring the sleeve.
Let's go. And we really get into that all or nothing mentality. And so that's really important for us to understand, is that our goals need to be flexible enough that we can pull them back reevaluate them, readjust them, and move forward. But we always stay focused on the commitment. And I always like to use the example of, I'm committed to get my bachelor's degree, for example, but my goal is to get an A in Spanish. So maybe I don't get that A in Spanish. Well, I don't quit college.
Right.
I keep going and I keep moving forward to get my degree, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So that's where we've got to make that difference. So that's one thing that I would start out with.
Still going with your analogy, like you're like, okay, I'm going to get my bachelor's degree by spring of 2019, right?
Right.
And that's like now, right? Like this semester is now. How do we be able to be okay if we need to bump that out to fall? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, how do you make that okay in your heart?
Well, and that's the third piece that I wanted to bring up is we have to recognize that sometimes, and we talked about this in our goals and intention workshop in January. One of the things we have to do is we have to make our goals and our intentions and our commitments, we have to make them sustainable. And they have to be something that's realistic for us to do. And so I can sit back and think, I'm not ashamed to admit I'm in my 50s. And for me to think that I can function at the level of the 25-year-old me, I'm not that level anymore. Physically, I'm not that 25-year-old anymore. So if I'm setting goals from that place where, I want to be in that shape again, or I want to look like that again, or I want to be, so I'm setting up a goal or an intention or a commitment that's not sustainable.
Right.
It has to fit within what's realistic to me. Now I can go, okay, I want to be the best 53-year-old version of myself. And so I can set that, and that's sustainable. But if I'm setting a goal that's unrealistic, a lot of times, like if I'm saying, well, I want to graduate by, spring of 2019. Well, if that wasn't realistic, then I just readjust. I need to step back and go, okay, well, I set that goal, but it wasn't sustainable and it wasn't realistic.
Right. And it's okay that it's going to be fall. It's going to take me one more semester.
And that's all we do is we just step back and go, okay, well, it wasn't realistic. It wasn't sustainable, but I don't quit. I don't just give up and go, okay, well, I'll try again next year. Right. That's
it's like February 4th. I'm going to try again next year.
I'm going to hit that January 1 of 2020. And we just throw away
we
the
really
rest.
do, though.
We do that.
I mean, we're laughing about it because it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always interesting. I always talk about that. I love, I'm a gym rat. I don't, and so I show up, and all of us that are gym rats, we know each other. Like, it doesn't matter what gym I've been in. I've seen them all, and we all know each other, and we nod at the gym, like we do. But what cracks us up when we always talk about it is, okay, are you ready? It's January. Are you ready? Everybody's like, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? And wham, it's like the gym is full for wall to wall. But by March, it's like a ghost town again. And so we just kind of chuckle to ourselves. But it's because instead of going, well, I got to keep going, or let me recommit, or let me readjust, people are like, deuces, 2020, I'm going to hit it again. We don't have to live that lifestyle. And that's the other piece. The fourth piece that I would say is that as we make our goals and our commitments, instead of making a arrival point commitment or an arrival point goal, we need to be making a lifestyle commitment or a lifestyle goal, so that it's something that not only is it sustainable, but the plan is to sustain it.
Can you give us an example of an arrival point goal?
Yes, I'll be happy when is usually how it starts out. Or my goal is to be this is how it starts out. So my goal is to be swimsuit ready, right?
Yeah, bikini ready.
Bikini ready. I'm gonna wear a bikini apparently.
Swimsuit.
This is getting bad. Let's just stop. I can see this would be bad.
We took it neutral. It's fine.
My plan is to be bikini ready by June. So now I've made an arrival point. Instead of saying, I plan this year to be in a physically comfortable in my body, to be in a place where I'm comfortable in every setting, in every venue, and I want to have that feel of my body the way I want to feel. I want to look. I want to be able to wear what I want to wear, and I want to get to that space by June. And now I'm implying that I'm gonna keep doing it beyond June. But that's not usually what happens. Is it's that goal. I want to be bikini ready by June. You hit June, you're bikini ready, but then by September, it's kind of like, all right, I'm gearing up for the holidays.
Exactly, sliding into the holidays.
Just start ramping back up instead of wait. No, my lifestyle, I want to sustain this through my lifestyle. So not only do I want to be in a space where I can feel comfortable in that swimwear, whatever it may be, but I want to be able to start creating a lifestyle that sustains that or retains that body structure beyond June.
So if I'm hearing you right, then if we are to this point in the year and we're already like, crap, I was going to be sugar-free.
Yeah.
Which legit was one of mine.
All right.
Sugar-free February. You don't want to know how many cookies I had today.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's just to say, okay.
Yeah. Recommit.
Recommit. Figure out the lifestyle piece to it. Make sure it's not I'll be happy when, or, like, for me, it's always, the grass is always greener, right? Like,
So recommit, make sure it's sustainable, and then also build it into a lifestyle thing. One of the things with food, for example, that's one that I'm very passionate about as far as really empowering people. And there's a book called Intuitive Eating. It's a really good book. It's one, Emily Fonsbeck, great dietitian out there. She didn't write the book, but she's the one that recommended it for me. But Intuitive Eating, great book. And it deals with really discerning food and listening to your discernment when it comes to food and following your intuition or whatever you call it when it comes to food. And the reason why is because we create this list of good food, bad food. So sugar is on what list?
Oh, it is so bad.
See, but it's not. And that's the problem. Is then we get into this good, bad food mentality, and then we get into the deprivation, and we get into the controlling it and over controlling it. And so then the minute it's like, okay, no sugar, no sugar, no sugar. And then all of a sudden I find myself unconsciously eating an Oreo, and then it's just like binge. And it's because you've deprived yourself of this item rather than listening to your body and being able to use, okay, well, I don't want to take sugar totally out of my diet. That's not sustainable. But I can be aware of the sugar in my diet, and I can make conscious choices about the sugar in my diet. That's sustainable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where a lot of people will fall down when it comes to, staying on the wagon, so to speak. When it comes to food, is we create an unsustainable goal when it comes to food and exercise and other things we're working on.
You just reminded me, and I'm going to give a big shout out to my girlfriend, Andy. One of her, she shared with me one of her intentions for this year was just to not give up when she faltered. So that's what we're talking about right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I set this goal for myself, and I'm going to work out every day, but I didn't work out for a week. Instead of giving up, just being like, and tomorrow morning I'm going to get my workout in.
Yeah.
So easy to go to those kind of goals. And there's so many other out there, you know what I mean? But like, we keep talking about working out and food, but you can apply this to anything, right? Like anything that you wanted. But that's cool. Yeah. Just don't give up. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you have a week or a month and you totally like.
Yeah. And one last piece, and I'm looking at the time, we're getting close. But one last piece I want to add to that is, as you bring it up, it reminds me of a conversation I just barely had, is that when we make the commitment, then and different from our goal. Remember, the commitment is I'm going to exercise 4 times this week, 3 times this week. So that's my commitment. My goal is that I'm going to exercise every day after work. That's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I don't hit my goal, my commitment's going to hold my feet to the fire. Does that make sense? So it's like, well, I made the commitment. I was going to work out every day after work. Well, I didn't tonight. Let's say I don't hit it tonight. Well, that's fine. That's okay. I'm going to hit it tomorrow morning, and I can hit it after work as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm commitment. I can keep the commitment, but my goals are what I'm using to get to my commitment. That way I don't have to be in that all or nothing give up because I missed my one workout this week. I might as well not go.
Right. Or I was sick like for a week or.
So just one more example.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, well, thank you everybody. Goodness, we are definitely out of time. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the viewers. Please, again, we love when you like and share our videos. It helps broaden our reach. Please feel free to do so. And those of you on Instagram, please, if you have somebody that you feel like would benefit from this, or even just people you want to get them turned on to our videos, just tag them in this post, and they'll get an opportunity to watch. So for those of us in the sunny, rainy St. George, TurningLeaf Wellness Center, thank you for watching, and we will see you all next week on Monday Night Live.
Good night, guys.